Any other poll questions that we're thinking about first hour there, Seton?
Heck yeah.
All right.
Marvin sent this one over.
Right.
I'm going to change the wording just slightly, but more of a unicorn. Marvin's wording was more unicorny.
Oh, that would be Fritzy. We'll get you unicorny.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like it was going to skew into like which one of these dudes is cheesy.
Are we going to do Shohei and Victor Wembanyama?
Ding, 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 ding.
Wow. Well, Wemby plays offense and defense, and Shohei plays offense and pitching is his defense. I'd still say Shohei because there's been wonderful players who are great at both ends of the floor. And Wemby might be like Wilt Chamberlain was from the standpoint of we haven't seen that before. Because when Wilt came in, there was nobody like him. He was the best athlete on the floor, and he was the biggest athlete on the floor. Here's Wemby, who's an incredible athlete, and at both ends of the floor. He can get you 30, and he can block 8 shots. Not many guys who can do that. Yes, Eaton.
He's a 7'4" point guard. I mean, that's got to be as unicorny as a power-hitting pitcher. No? Who's bringing up the ball? That gigantic dude over. Really?
Well, they do have a point guard.
They do, but they shouldn't. He is the point guard.
I don't think I want my 7'6" guy bringing the ball up the floor. I don't.
I'm just saying, he's more than just a tall guy.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's extremely skilled. Oh, God. And how old is he? 20? 21? Oh, my God. Yeah, Marvin.
Yeah, the play of the day I'm going to play at the beginning of the next segment, it's going to be in his Hall of Fame package. When they're doing this highlight package, this is going to be a part of it. The block shot, then you go between the legs, you step back, three-pointer, and you get fouled.
And he got fouled. Damn. It's beautiful to see, because we're always looking for, when Brady and Peyton and Drew Brees, those guys retire, we're like, who's going to follow them up? Well, there are going to be guys to follow them up. There have been. Same thing when Steph and LeBron and KD leave. Who's going to be following? Who's going to lead? Who's going to take that baton? Well, we have those players. I don't know what Cooper Flagg's going to be. I think he's going to be really good. Wemby, I think, is going to be the MVP. Multiple MVPs. Luka is there. Anthony Edwards is there. Like, you do have a wave of next great players. Yes, Eaton.
Did you just call Cooper Flagg being Hall of Very Good?
Right now, I think he's very good.
Very good-ish?
Yeah. Not last night. He was good-ish.
Well, let's give him some time.
Oh,
it's early. It's early.
Hey,
it's early.
Trust me, I'm not the hot taker. I'm okay with Arch Manning playing another year or two before we assess if he'll be a top draft pick in the NFL.
That's not fair, throwing him out like that, putting him against.
No,
that's not fair.
No,
that's not fair.
Yeah, like you make your debut against Cooper Flagg. Yes, Paulie.
On the poll, I would say that Wembanyama is more freakish when you're watching the sport. You're like, it doesn't make sense that he could cross over and do that at that size. And he's transfixing. When he leaves the floor, I stopped watching. I turned my head to something else. I was like, this game is less interesting when he came out for a second. But the thing about Ohtani, he convinced baseball to change their policies of 100 years to not let people pitch and hit full time. And that's what his unicorn is.
Here's something. Deion Sanders was asked about Shohei Ohtani's performance in the National League Championship Series. Here was his reaction.
He went through 6 innings, struck out 10, and then hit 3 home runs in the same game.
That is ridiculous, man. He did what?
6 innings, struck out 10, and then went 3 for 3 at the plate and hit 3 home runs in a closeout game.
Can they just hand him the MVP during the game?
I was going to ask you if you think that's the best individual performance, maybe not just in baseball, but for a single game in sports history.
Yeah, because he's doing something that's unfathomable. I'm not going to say sports history because I can't recant everything that has transpired. I hope he opens the door for others because there's many more pitchers, not more, that don't sound right, many pitchers that can do both, but they're never allowed to do so because they put them in a pocket and say, you just need to do that. So hopefully he opened the doors for others.
That's what I want to know, because if you look at what Steph Curry has done, all the imitators, Tiger, all the imitators, like they're athletes who are transcendent because they change the game. and then they change the game for the next generation. I don't know if Ohtani changes the game where all of a sudden the Reds are gonna let Hunter Green bat and be a pitcher. Because usually your pitcher is a shortstop, he's your best player. And maybe you get that crossover, maybe cross-pollination that you're gonna let them hit. And you're gonna give them pitchers usually don't get too many opportunities to take BP, only on the days that they're pitching and that they would be hitting. But I think it's interesting, what's going on with some of these pitchers who have been great hitters in their careers. It's hard to be a great pitcher and not have been at least a good hitter when you're in high school or college. Like Paul Skeens. I brought that up before. I think he's probably capable of being a hitter, an everyday hitter. And all you got to do is swing really hard and try to hit home runs. It's not like I'm going, hey, you got to bat 328. It ain't happening. Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah, Paul Skeens was at Air Force, and he hit and pitched. He hit .410 with 11 home runs and 43 ribbies. He led the team.
Yeah.
And led the team in pitching.
Yeah, that's why I think that there's going to be openings for that. It won't be that everybody's going to try to shoot threes like Steph. I mean, Steph changed basketball probably more than anybody because you couldn't jump like Mike. You don't have to be 7'6". You can be 6 feet tall and be able to shoot and shoot from deep and be allowed to shoot from deep. That changed the game. We all want to be like Mike. Nobody's like Mike. But you can be like Steph. And maybe there's the Shohei Ohtani overflow where we'll see teams that will at least be open to that possibility. And maybe you'll see this more in minor league baseball where you get to have some plate appearances. And maybe, because I don't want to take that bat out of your hand. If you're a really good hitter, I don't want to say just concentrate on pitching. And I think the Angels were willing to do that. Not all the franchises interested in Ohtani were willing to do that.
Guys, all hands on deck. So do you find yourself with analytics, they're still important. But like I always say this about the NBA, the referees stop calling fouls in the postseason. So the analytics get all screwed up. They just let them wrestle. And all of a sudden, you don't get to the free throw line. In baseball, you manage differently in the postseason. I mean, you want Snell going. I mean, to me, I watch you, and I'm like, you wouldn't have let Yoshi go. You would have gone to the pen if that game's in June, would you not?
Absolutely. It's funny is that word analytics, and I somehow got tied to analytics, and I don't use my eyes or my gut. But I think that I managed and I watched the game. And so I think in the postseason, I'm not saying put analytics aside, but you've got to bet on players. You've got to bet on people, and you've got to bet on heartbeat. And in that moment, I do think that analytics, the place for analytics for me is the long haul 162.
Yes.
Where at the end of the day, it plays out. But when you're talking about one moment in time, is that pitcher going to get that hitter out? Is that hitter going to get a hit or take a good at bat against that pitcher? Or are there 9 guys that I'm running out there do I feel has the best chance to score runs against that particular pitcher? That's a coin flip. That's heads or tails. And that's what I bet on. That's how I manage in the postseason.
Well, we've seen this also. I thought it was interesting. The Mariners had Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh at the top of their order, and Shohei Ohtani, obviously, leading off. And I've said this. I zone in on baseball during the postseason. In the regular season, it's almost like the radio sound of my summer. I have the games on. I'm in and out of stuff. When I grew up, I mean, you had Johnny Bench was batting cleanup. Pudge is batting cleanup, right? Like you have your big Barry Bonds, 3 or 4. Now you got power guys hitting toward the top of the lineup, which I would imagine is they get more at bats. But it is interesting how, I mean, that's my take is I want Ohtani up as much as I can get him. Do you love that, or is just that the reality of the way the game is played? Because I kind of love my big bombs. I like him in the 3, 4, 5 spot. How do you land on that?
I love the way, and I think for me, it's like anything where you want to continue to evolve and grow. Where when I was growing up, as you were, same time period, Shohei would be hitting, 3 or 4. But I think that the way that understanding that you want to get your best hitters as many at bats as possible, that's how you win baseball games. And I can tell, Bruce Bochy right now, or Jim Tracy right now, he should have hit me leadoff versus Randy Johnson. If I'm going to play center field, I should have hit ninth. And those are things that you've got to evolve. And Johnny Bench facing Nolan Ryan, maybe Johnny could have hit fifth or sixth. And maybe, but that's the way the game has evolved. And I do think that you got to kind of appreciate that. And so I just don't want to be beholden to one lineup.
Yeah.
I think our guys have evolved, but I do feel that, having Shohei at the top, Mookie too, I flip Freddie and Will Smith, Teo and things like that. Cause then it's kind of, the little, we can go deeper, Colin, where it's like you get a tough lefty to give a tax to get to Freddie a third time. Those are little nuances of setting the lineup. But I do think that having your best hitters take the most at-bats makes sense.
Yeah, and by the way, it does help that Mookie and Shohei also have wheels, so they can move. That helps as well. It is okay, right?
It's okay. Here's the thing, is that everyone trolls me. And so I figured, you know what? I'm going to flip it on its head and troll some people that are trying to create this crazy narrative that the Dodgers are ruining baseball. I will tell you this, Colin, and you know this. Baseball viewership is at an all-time high. Baseball players are better than they've ever been. We are going to have more eyeballs watching this World Series than ever because of the country of Canada, the U.S., and Japan, and beyond, right? So obviously, the Dodgers are not ruining baseball. It's in a great state. And I was just kind of taking a dig at these crazy people that say that what we do, and I think we do it really well, we're ruining baseball. So that was my little dig.